Welcome to drupa Düsseldorf. Oh.
Hi, I'm Carrie Sherburne, Senior Editor at WhatTheyThink.com, and I'm here with Gary Garner, who is President and CEO of the GLS companies out of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Welcome.
Thank you.
We're all gearing up for drupa 2012, and so as an attendee, I'm just kind of curious, you know, it's a big expense, times are maybe a little tight, maybe not for you, but for a lot of us. Why is it important for you to attend?
Well, I'll tell you, we've suffered through the downturn in our business the last several years, just like everyone else has. And I do, however, drupa for us is a real big event. I think that I've been going to every drupa since 1986.
Wow.
So
yeah.
The purpose of the show for us is really looking at some of the new technologies, of course, and trying to figure out, what it is over there, where the business is going, and we do recognize that most of our suppliers use that as the kickoff of their newest technology, so we feel like that the expense of going over there is worth it.
And how many people do you usually take?
Well, we always take a couple. I think I've taken as many as 6, and typically it's 3 or 4, but anyone on our senior leadership team, depends on where we are in our business cycle at that moment, what it is that we're looking for, and that will kind of help determine who we take. Additionally, we really find that it's a wonderful time for us that it gives us, our leadership team and I, some time together, and that's real important for us too.
Yeah, without the day-to-day pull.
Exactly right.
Yeah. So how do you plan for it? I mean, you can't just sort of show up at drupa. It doesn't work.
No, I believe I've just been hearing in the last few weeks to start getting your rooms and start making your reservations now, and typically we're about there. So
yeah.
We're kind of developing a strategy. We thought we would wait till this show is over. I've got 6 or 7 of us here for the next few days at this show, and then we'll start focusing more on some of the new introductions at drupa.
And so how do you go about planning though? I mean, they've got a lot of good tools on the site and stuff. Do you use that, or you just know kind of what vendors you want to see? Or?
Well, typically, I think every vendor in the world participates, and so it is. One thing about drupa, we find it to be a little bit overwhelming. So typically is we will get our group together and start planning some strategy and say, what does it look like for the next couple of years? What have you guys heard? What's coming out? What's the technology look like? So that's kind of what we do to focus on it, and we're about to start those meetings now. So
and so and I've only gone to 2, so that's why I'm look as old as I am, because it's hard on you as a journalist, right? But so in 2004 it was sort of the digital drupa. In 2008 everybody was calling it the inkjet drupa. What are you kind of looking for new? I mean, this time.
Speed. I think that speed and quality of the inkjet, I think that's, we'll be making decisions on what we can integrate into our business. And I think that'll be the big part of it is, I think that the investment in the equipment is higher than ever, and the return is a shorter period as ever, so it's important for us to make sure we make the right decisions.
And you're in printing and mailing, so.
Correct, that's right.
So you'll be looking at are you a roll? Do you have roll-to-roll, or?
No, everything, all of our, as far as our direct mail business, that's pretty much all cut sheet. I mean, we have a wide-ranging capability, and the marketing services provider is maybe a little bit overused already, but we do try to be a single source of supply for our customers and an overall low-cost provider. So, I mean, along with the small format stuff, we run 40-inch sheet fed equipment and both half-size and heat-set web equipment, and a full array of black and white and color digital equipment. So, and building websites and big IT functions and all that sort of thing. So we cover the business moves quicker than ever, and it's more complicated than ever.
Yeah, and so you've already got roll fed in, so putting a roll fed inkjet. I mean, one of the issues for a sheet fed printer is, you can't just sort of slap in a roll fed machine. You got to have all the handling and the storage for the rolls and all of that, but you've already got that with your webs, right?
That's correct.
So that's good. So
correct.
Great. And how long do you usually stay for?
Probably at the show 4 days plus the travel time. So I would say we allocate 6 days or so. And I've done it in a shorter period, and I've also done it where I've had our leadership team over there with me, and I take them to the airport, and then I pick up my family members, and we make an extended trip out of it.
Oh,
So
that's great.
for those of you that do not go to drupa, I would highly recommend considering it and take the time to do it. Germany at that time of the year is a beautiful place. The weather is terrific, and it is really something how well organized and how well they do at putting that show together.
Yeah, when I went the first time in 2004, it was just mind-boggling to me. And we went earlier as journalists in January, and I was so glad to have had that orientation to the Messe Dusseldorf prior to the show, because again, if you just show up, I mean, now it's going to be 21 buildings or something.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so you've got to spend the evenings kind of looking through what it is that you want to do. But like I said, is that we use it just as much as bonding time, for lack of a better word, with other people in an organization, along with seeing all the technology, and it gives us lots of stuff to talk about.
That's great, and we will have a video studio at drupa, and so maybe we can talk to you again once you're there and learn a little more about what you see.
I would be glad to do that.
Great, Gary. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Benefit from change.